We need to be thinking of lenses, of perspectives, of an understanding. And since I started, ironically, from the World Bank, focusing on these issues 20 years ago, there has been an enormous progress towards an appreciation of the importance of religious voices, religious perspectives in global affairs. And unfortunately, less positively, it has been too often driven by conflict and by the focus on the perception of religious institutions as having a direct responsibility for some of the ugliest conflicts in our world. So a part of the effort has been to try to bring the enormous good that religious institutions do and their wisdom and experience into the global debates. On the global agenda, there's been enormous progress, I think, on the SDGs, though to some extent it may be somewhat stronger on words than on real action. And I think we face a number of challenges that include preconceptions, that include ancient divisions and narratives, and perhaps first and foremost, sheer lack of knowledge and understanding, which is why we talk a lot about religious literacy. So the fifth of the P's, the 5 P's that I mentioned, is partnership. And in many senses, that is what we are about here. And yet partnership, which is used constantly as an ideal, also has a lot of tension and baggage around it. So what does partnership mean? The issue behind the SDGs is the notion that we're going from billions to trillions. Those are dollars. In other words, enormous amounts of resources. So how do these resources play into cooperation, mutual understanding, etc.? So what has grown up is an enormous number of institutions. Thomas was referring to some of them. I have a list of 35, and they include the ones he mentioned: PARD, the UN Task Force, the Faith Council, the Network of Religious and Traditional Peacemakers, all of the entities that are working on freedom of religion and belief, which have not been part of this conversation in many ways. The interfaith organizations, Religions for Peace, United Religions Initiative, Parliament of Religions. As I said, I have at least 35, the efforts around the Earth Charter on environment, etc. So one of the aspirations for this effort at the moment is to build on this network of networks, to try to bring these different efforts together so they know more about each other.